On today's video, we're going to react to what Joe Schoen had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Joe also talked about what his plans were going to be for the Giants with the third overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. And also, Schoen said the Giants have an advantage with all of their scouts as well as multiple people of their staff being hands-on and being a coach at the Senior Bowl. We're going to break all that down today, a loaded show. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The end of the month is right around the corner, and we are in the final days to win the sub battle against the Cowboys report. We have a slight edge, but I know Tom Downey did the same read on his video today. And if you want to beat the Cowboys and you want free, informative, entertaining updates multiple times every day for free, hit that subscribe button right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Let's start with this. Joe Schoen at the Senior Bowl was asked by the media about what is going on with Shedeur Sanders, and people are starting to connect the dots that Joe Schoen may have Shedeur as his number one quarterback in the 2025 class. This is what Schoen said, quote, "He's a great kid," when speaking on Sanders. Really good personality. Football smart. Dad's a football coach. It's a little bit cliche, but he checks all the boxes of having a dad that's a football coach and the passion that he approaches the game with. It was good getting the meeting. He's had a really good career in Colorado and obviously looking forward to getting to know all of those guys the rest of the process, talking about the meeting that took place at the East-West Shrine Bowl over the weekend that we broke down. And far before that meeting between Dable and supposedly some members of the front office for the Giants with Shedeur Sanders, they had been doing their homework for quite some time. There was a report that came out a couple of weeks ago that we talked about on this channel. That's why you subscribe. The Giants had a full report done on Sanders going into the 2024 class, and they had a second or third round grade on him, and he was definitely on their board, and they've continued to do more work this season. We talked about how at the Shrine Bowl, Brian Dable spent significant time on Friday morning, I believe it was, with Shedeur Sanders. The Colorado QB is participating in the East-West Shrine Bowl this week. Didn't practice and things like that, but he did participate in team interview sessions, so he got to spend some time and some up-close personal time with the New York Football Giants, and they followed him around all weekend long. You could see here, looks like at, I don't know, the bottom of the hotel at the lobby or a coffee shop, you see Brandon Brown, assistant general manager, Joe Schoen, general manager, and Brian Dable all speaking to Shedeur Sanders. Then you saw a picture come from the practice at the East-West Shrine Bowl of Brian Dable and Shedeur getting some more one-on-one time. And then the dap heard around the world, one of the crispiest handshakes you'll ever see. I don't want to say the guys were flirting, but there was definitely going on. I mean, look at the head nod from Dable at the bottom of the classic. Sup? Shedeur was showing him some love, too. And then you go back into the fall of 2024. Joe Schoen, Brandon Brown, and others, as well as Jesse Armstead, made a trip out to Colorado and went to go watch a practice. That was in November. There was also a report that they went out there in October. They have been doing their homework. They have been doing their due diligence, and I am happy that they are doing it. They need a quarterback, and he's one of the best in the class. Joe Schoen went to 3 games of Colorado this year to watch Shedeur and Travis Hunter, and I'm sure a lot of other prospects on the team. North Dakota State, Utah, and BYU. The Giants also sent some of their staff to the UCF game, and there has been 2 trips to Boulder this year, one in November. We showed you the picture, and they were reportedly there in Colorado. Mike Garafolo, though, has kind of found out at the Senior Bowl that the Giants are following around Shedeur Sanders. He says this: "You can tell that there's definitely some interest in the Giants and Shedeur Sanders. Would they take him ahead of Cam Ward and all that? We're going to figure that all out before April. But at the very least, they were impressed with him." Interesting that Mike Garafolo says this, because Justin Pennick of Talkin' Giants, shout out to Justin, shout out to Bobby, they're crushing it down at the Senior Bowl. He posted a video of Joe Schoen talking to Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo, and he also spent time talking to Albert Breer. So I think it's safe to say that Garafolo may have heard it from Schoen himself that they are interested in Shedeur Sanders. And I say all that to say, and I go down the timeline of this, of every stone that we have unturned on this show and all the smoke we have covered, the fire to me says that he is QB1 on their board. I just believe that. I haven't been told that. I've been connecting the dots. I've seen every story. I've seen every report. I've listened to everybody talk about it. I really do believe Shedeur Sanders is the Giants' quarterback choice in this class. And if you want them to select him, if you want Sanders to be the quarterback of this organization, hit that thumbs up icon for me right now. Let's go. All righty. This is a big test for Joe Schoen, this 2025 NFL draft. Specifically pick number 3. One, tough battle because you may have the opportunity, might be unlikely, that you're going to be able to select the first quarterback off the board. So you need to have the talent and the evaluation skills to determine who is the best QB in this class. But I'll take it a step further. Let's say Cam Ward goes 1, Shedeur Sanders goes 2, vice versa. It doesn't matter. Both QBs are off the board when the Giants are on the clock at number 3. Joe Schoen is going to be tasked with finding the best football player in this class. So he's either going to have to find the best quarterback or the best positional player. The draft, it really starts at pick number 3. He was asked about the first round selection, and Joe said this: we're going to be open to anything. We're in a good position if sitting at number 3 with the players who are available. By process of elimination, we know we're going to get a good player regardless of what happens in the next couple of months. We know there's going to be a really good player there. And yeah, I wish that would have applied to the number 7 pick in the 2022 NFL draft when you selected Evan Neal. Look, if both QBs are gone, he's going to have to find out who the best player is. Is that going to be Travis Hunter? Is that going to be Mason Graham? Is that going to be Abdul Carter? Could that be Will Johnson? I don't know. Here are the top 5 prospects, according to Mel Kiper, heading into the 2025 draft. Travis Hunter is his number 1 guy. Abdul Carter, number 2. Mason Graham, 3. Shedeur Sanders, 4, with Cam Ward, 5. And he's got Will Johnson, I think, at 7 or 8. Look, my question to you is this: who do you want as the 3rd pick of this draft for the New York Giants if both Sanders and Cam Ward are gone? We're not taking a quarterback in this spot. Let me know, who do you think should be the pick? Coming up next, we'll talk more about Joe Schoen as well as the advantages he thinks he has with his staff being down at the Senior Bowl. First, though, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, Game Time. Look, this spring, I'm sure you're looking to go to get tickets to an event. Best place to do it is with Game Time. And the big game is right around the corner, and you can go watch the big game. And you can get $20 off tickets to the big game with our promo code ChatSports. That's ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. I've used all the ticketing apps out there, and Game Time is the one that I continuously return to. It's the only app I use now because I know I'm getting the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. They specialize in last-minute tickets. The app alerts you of flash deals. You get views from the seat inside the app when deciding which ticket you want. Most importantly, lowest price guaranteed. I also love the all-in pricing feature. That way, the price you see when you're looking at tickets is the price you pay. No hidden fees when you get to checkout. I also love the Game Time Picks feature because it makes it that much more easy to go see your favorite team perform. Also, you can go see your favorite people perform. It's more than just sporting events. You go to concerts, you go to theater events and comedy clubs, and so much more. So download the app, create an account, and use that promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. The Giants have a handful of coaches down at the Senior Bowl. All of their scouts are there, and they're scouting them, but they have some hands-on coaches as actual part of the staff. The national team head coach, Mike Kafka. American team offensive coordinator, Joel Thomas. Mike Adams is the American team DB coach. James Ferentz is the American team offensive line coach. And Angela Baker is the American tight end coach. So you have multiple staff members as there's your scouts, being able to work with these prospects one-on-one, watch practice film, and really get to know these guys. And I do think that is an advantage, as does Joe Schoen, who says, we are fortunate. Not everybody wants to do this. So if you nominate coaches and there's 4 available and only 4 coaches get nominated, your coaches are able to get positions. To me, it's a competitive advantage. They're in the meetings with these kids. They get to know who's on time, who's late, who's early, who can learn the playbook. To me, it's just a competitive advantage for us. And I'm fortunate our coaches are willing to participate in the process. And they're all in on it. Look, I love this for Joe Schoen. And look, I've trashed him. I've said things about him that make you guys probably think I hate him as a human being. I just don't think he's been a good general manager here as the Giants. And I have a lot of things, a long laundry list of things that I could criticize him for. But I love this. Use every asset. Use every tool. Do whatever you can to make sure when you make a pick late in April, it's the best probability of that player being successful. And using the Senior Bowl and having your staff members there, I gotta give credit there. I do like that for Joe Schoen. And they've picked from the Senior Bowl before. Joe Schoen has been here for 3 drafts, and 7 of his picks have been players that went to the Senior Bowl. Cordell Flott, Daniel Bellinger, Darian Beavers, who is off the team at this point, John Michael Schmitz, Eric Gray, Drew Phillips, and Theo Johnson. They all come from the Senior Bowl. And last year, Mike Kafka, he was the 2024 Shrine Bowl head coach, and the Giants, they took 2 players from the Shrine Bowl, Tyrone Tracy and Darius Muasau. So this is a recurring theme. They like to send their coaches there to do some on-field scouting, getting to know these guys, and it's benefited as some of those players have been really good for the New York Football Giants. The Giants are one of 4 teams that have staff members at the Senior Bowl, to my knowledge. That is how I understood what I had read and what I was told. And the way it works is with these 4 teams, they all kind of get their own opportunity to scout quarterbacks. Each team has a room, and each quarterback will go around each room and really do a one-on-one session with these guys. This is what Joe Schoen said. Quote, you can have them draw stuff up, talking about the quarterbacks that will go room to room. You can watch film with them. So really good opportunity to get an initial baseline of their football intelligence, what they've been taught, and protection ability. He mentioned Shea Tierney as well being down there for the Giants, getting to spend a lot of time with the quarterbacks, who is the quarterback coach for the Giants. The quarterbacks that are at the Senior Bowl, Jalen Milroe of Alabama, Riley Leonard of Notre Dame, Jackson Dart of Ole Miss, Dylan Gabriel of Oregon, Tyler Show of Louisville, and then Taylor Elgersma of Canada, and then Seth Hennigan of Memphis. Shout out to Seth Hennigan. I got to cover him in high school. Look, I like this. Exhaust all options when you're looking for a quarterback. I believe you just take the best of the best. I'm not a huge take one in the mid-rounds, but I like looking at every book and checking every page and turning over every single leaf, exhausting all options to find out who the best guy is. Does any of it matter if you don't get the right guy? No, but it all looks good if you do. And I think we're all in the hopes, and we want to believe, and hopefully the Giants do find that next franchise quarterback this offseason. If you want to talk about it more, give me a follow on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG at @MarshallGreen_.